I'm eating the red ones. These are cherries. These are so sweet, so sweet. Okay, so I have my sunflower seeds here. So we're gonna be actually eating these ones while we talk, and today we are focusing on actually raising your stepkids. A few minutes ago, while I was sitting here watching my Turkish movies, my stepson actually, the youngest one, came. Okay, when he came, he brought some flowers for me, and I didn't even expect because he doesn't live here. He stays with his mom. He works. Okay, so he came. He came to bring for the grandmother because when the father and the mother divorced, most of the time the kids stayed with them, the grandmother. Okay, so he brought some flowers for her and also for me. Okay, so we want to dive in and actually talk about these things because I know that I'm not alone in this situation. Raising kids that are not yours, and also how to navigate through, and also just to give a thankful message to those women who are raising kids that are not theirs, okay, because they deserve also flowers. Okay, so let's jump in without wasting any time. Raising kids that are not yours, kids that you have, they're not biologically yours, it can be a rewarding and also challenging, very challenging situation. Okay, especially whereby we have maybe family dynamics or maybe family struggles in terms of actually the ex fighting the current parent. It can be very challenging raising such kids. In today's video, I want to share with you my tips when it comes to raising the kids that are not yours. I'm speaking from a point of whereby I'm also a parent raising kids that are not mine, and also I know that someone else is raising my child who is like they're not biological mother. So very first thing I want you to actually think, I want you to think as this child was not the mistake, or maybe you should not blame the child's for the mistake of the parent. For instance, let me sit well so that we can talk. For instance, if you're raising a child, maybe you have they have problems with the, maybe you are a woman, you are raising a child that is not yours, and maybe the two parents, the mother and the father, they are having like misunderstanding, they are fighting all the time, there are a lot of things that are going on, especially when it comes to actually co-parenting, and you find yourself in a situation whereby it is also affecting your relationship with the father, then it can be very difficult. And I want you to do this. I don't want you to feel like the child is the one to be blamed, so that you are putting all the blames and you are hurting the child just because they are actually hurting you. Okay, I want you to put the mind, to have this mindset that this is a child that was brought to the world. He doesn't know or she doesn't know anything, and things happen. Okay, don't blame the child because of the parents' mistake. Don't blame the child because of the father's mistake or the mother's mistake. Try to put yourself in the situation of that child and think like, what if I was the one? What if this was my child? Once you put that mindset and you understand that this is not the mistake of the child, you're going to have a different view looking and raising that child. Okay, you will have empathy, you will have compassion, you will also have a clear vision on how to go about it without blaming the child and without using the child to hurt the parents. Okay, so that is the very first step I want you to take. Now I'm raising, or maybe I have been part of a family whereby I have two step kids. They are both male. They are big boys right now. And just now, a few minutes ago, one of them, they brought some flowers for me as a gift of Mother's Day, because it's gonna be on this Sunday. And I felt so special because when I was thinking maybe I'm not a good mother to them, or maybe not even to them, I was just feeling some weird feelings, and then he surprised me without even knowing and without the father knowing. And it is just amazing to see how they are growing up being responsible and having these good elements in terms of actually taking care of themselves. Okay, now Another second important thing I want you to understand, especially for those who are into intercultural marriages, okay, you have to understand that sometimes the way these kids are raised is not the way we raise our kids, okay. I'm a Kenyan, my husband is a Turkish. Their kids, the way they have been brought up, they have been brought up in a Turkish setup, in a Turkish culture, not in a Kenyan way. The way we discipline our children, or maybe the way we talk to our children, is not the same way they do, okay. They have their own ways of raising their kids, and when you come in that family, do not try to blame the child, do not try to discipline the child the same way we do, or maybe the same way you have been raised. No, try to understand that child, which leads me to my next point, which is actually bonding and connecting with the child, okay, because it's going to take time. It's not a one day, it's not a 1 month, it's not a 1 year thing to actually bond with the child, or maybe to connect directly with the child. It's going to take time for the child to understand you, to understand your behavior, to understand what you like and what you don't like, how you react. And let me tell you, these kids sometimes they do a big mess, like they do mistakes. They are children, they can do anything. And sometimes if you have fallen, maybe if you have been in a relationship and you find the child is so nasty in a way that whatever you tell the child doesn't listen, then it can be very challenging, okay, because I understand we have such children whereby they don't listen even to their parents themselves, okay. It can be very difficult. Now, another point I want to share with you is it actually goes in hand with this point that we have been talking, which is actually communication. Make sure that you are communicating with the father or the mother, like you are a woman. I'm talking as a woman on a level that I'm a woman and my kids are step kids, are like we are parenting now. Make sure that you are connecting, or maybe you have a mutual communication with your partner, so that you are letting them to understand the things the child is doing, and not just bad things but good things, the progress of the child. Make sure that you are communicating. Make sure that you have a clear understanding, or maybe he has a clear understanding of what the child is into, or how he is treating you, or how he's reacting with you or interacting with you. Do not just take it on yourself, upon yourself, that you are the one who is raising the child, and you just want to keep it for yourself. No, try as much as possible to include your partner, that now the partner, or the one who is the father or the mother to the child, okay. Which leads me to my next point, which is actually do not be selfish, okay. Do not be selfish. What I mean by do not be selfish, it is in terms of actually for instance, my stepkids, if they want to go to their mom, right now they are staying, most of the time they normally stay with their mom, and then they come to visit, they go, they stay, they go. I cannot have that. I have never seen any day that I have said that no, you should sit here, you should not go to see your mother, you should not talk to your mother, you should not go visit your mother just because I'm married to him, to their father. That it doesn't make sense, okay? Don't be selfish. Think twice before even actually doing or making such an decision, okay? Because these children, when you are coming in their family, or maybe you are like you are connecting with their father or maybe their mother, they already know their real parents, especially if they are grown up, if they are of age, okay. They already know who their father is, their mother is. Do not break that bond, okay. Let them communicate with their biological mother, their biological father. Let them connect, okay. Don't be so selfish, don't be so mean, so that the child feels like, oh, even if I want to communicate with my mother, I have to go somewhere, I have to, like, the child will feel like the child will not even have that bonding with their biological mother. Of course, I know for some reason some things can happen whereby there's no communication, but as a person who is coming in that relationship, what I can advise you is to make sure that you are bringing harmony, you are making peace, like you are bringing these beautiful moments between the parents so that they can actually bond with their child. Okay, I don't know if I'm making sense. Now, another point I have for you, or maybe I can talk about is in terms of actually understanding the child's needs. Okay, sometimes when we especially we women, when we get married and then the man has the child or has another child or children, and then we bring our own children, sometimes we tend to forget about these children, which is so bad. Try as much as possible to include those children or that child into the child that you are raising, into the activities they are doing. For instance, if they have their birthdays, try to celebrate together. I always celebrate their birthdays. I have never missed any, okay? As much as their mom is concerned, okay? Try to make them feel like they are part of the family. Don't be so mean that because you have brought your children, or maybe you have given that man another child, he doesn't need those children. He still needs those children. Those children are his children, okay? So try as much as possible to make sure that you are including the child's those children or that child into real life, like into the activities of the family, okay? Even if it is in terms of actually family stuff like wealth or business, try to make sure that they also feel part of them, part of the family. Don't say, oh, because they are my stepkids, let them sit there, let them go. No. That is not what we should be doing, especially if you are Christian. You understand what the Bible says about raising, and also what the Bible says about compassionate and empathy to one another. Okay, so that is another point I wanted to share with you. Now, if you're liking my content, you want to hear more, you want to actually support my channel, I'll ask you to do me one favor: subscribe to my channel, like this video, and let's continue. Another thing I want you to do is actually to approach challenges wisely and also with sensitivity. When the child makes a mistake, because they're gonna make mistakes, they're gonna do things that will annoy you, they're gonna make stuff that will make you feel like, why are they doing this? Okay, they don't like me or something like that. Try to approach those challenges with sensitivity in a way that you are not making it more worse, okay? Even when you are communicating with your spouse or maybe your partner, try to tell them without making them feel like those children are so bad. Try to make sure that you are actually telling him or her in a way that he will feel, okay, these children have made a mistake, I need to rectify, or I need to actually discipline them, or I need to talk to them, okay? Don't be that person who is, you want to take an action and hit the child or punish the child because they have made a mistake. Don't do that, okay? Try as much as possible to be sensible in a way that you are solving problems without creating major problem. Okay, another thing is actually for you to seek support from maybe from the partner, like I say, from your partner, like I said, or from the parents themselves, like the mother of the child, or maybe even from people who are actually close to the child, who are elder, maybe the aunties, the uncles. If you find that the child is not listening to you at all, try to seek support, or maybe even from someone who is professionally a counselor or someone who can guide children, okay? Try to seek support if it is necessary for you to build that relationship with you. Remember, like I say, it's going to take time for you to connect and build that trust with your stepkids. But by doing these things, you're gonna find that you will have a child will feel so safe staying together, or maybe living with you, or maybe even opening up some things that maybe the child cannot open to the real parents, okay? So that is another thing I want to actually emphasize on. Last but not least, do not forget about actually praising the child. When the child does something good, try to give try to praise that child. Try to tell them, well done, you have done this good. You know, if you motivate that child that way, the next time they're gonna be good, they're gonna want to do more good things to you. And also speak openly, speak even in front of their father or their real mother, so that they can feel, okay, so she loves us, she loves what we have done, okay? Don't only report the mistake of the child. Don't focus on the child's mistake and forget about the good things that they have done. Try as much as possible to praise the child in front of your partner, so that he can also feel like you are bonding, you are connecting with the child. Last but not least, like I said, I want to give a thanks, or maybe I want to thank the parent. If you are a man, if you are a woman, you are raising a child that is not yours, I just want to say thank you so much for being there for that child, because like I said, it is not the mistake of the child for them to be in that situation. just want to say thank you so much. May God bless you, and also may God add you more years. May your work, your hard work in raising those children never go in vain. Otherwise, happy Mother's Day for those who are celebrating Mother's Day this weekend. And I just want to wish you all the best in your connections, in your relationships, whichever way it is. God can work miracles, and I'm hoping to hear more wonderful stories, especially raising children that are not yours. Until next time, guys, I'll see you. Bye bye.